Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to solve our next challenge from the HackerRank, which is nothing but nested list. Okay, this is the question title, nested list. So let's start. Nested list means one list inside another list. Okay, so let's say this is our outer list. Inside this, if I create one more list, okay, like this. So this is what we call it as nested list. So inside outer list, we have total two sub list. This is what we call it as a nested list. Here we have a two-level nested list, means outer list, inside that two more list. That's all. Okay. Okay, understood. Now what next they have asked in the question? Let's go through it. So like this, we have to create a nested list. They have shown over here. Okay, understood. The ordered list of scores is, so the second lowest score is 50. Okay. So basically, we have to take, let's go through the sample input, guys. So this is the sample input. First, user will enter the number of students, the count of students. So here the count of student is 5. So 5 times we should ask user, enter the name of the student and enter the score of the student. So here you can check name score, first student, name score, second student, name score, third student, name score, fourth student, and name score, fifth student. So 5 times we should ask user, enter the name score, okay? So once we enter all the names and all the score, from all these scores, we have to find the second lowest grade, the second lowest score, okay? If there are multiple students, means if multiple students are there with the same second lowest score, so we have to print their names alphabetically and print each one on a new line. So in this, if we collect all the scores together, means 37.21, 37.21, 37.2, 41, 39. Which one is the second lowest score? Yes, it is 37.21, guys. Okay. So here you can check 37.21 scored by Harry also. 37.21 scored by Barry also. So we have to print Harry and Barry in the output. That's all. So first we have to accept all the names and scores from the user. From that all the scores, find the second lowest score. So wherever to whichever the student name, that second lowest score is matching, those student names we have to print it alphabetically. Each name on new line. Okay, alphabetically means in Barry and in Harry, B comes first, right? So B we have to print it first. That is what our task is. That's all. Okay. So first, what we will do, we will ask user to enter this data. Okay. So the format of input, we have to check it very carefully. User is not going to enter the space separated list elements. Okay. User will hit enter for each input value. So by keeping this in mind, let's start the logic from the scratch in VS Code first. Okay. So I will ask user what input user will enter here the count of students. So that data will be accepted as a string only. So we will convert it into int. So here what user will enter the number of count of students, guys. Okay, the number of students. So let's say user has entered 5. So how many times loop should iterate? 5 times the loop should iterate. So range, and we will pass it here n. No need to write n minus 1, n plus 1, no. If you give n, so let's say user has entered 5 in this n. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 times your loop will iterate automatically. Okay. So first I am asking user, enter the name. Here user will enter the name for the student. Next, we will enter the score for the student. That has to be converted into float because in the sample input, if you carefully check, user is going to enter float values, guys. Okay. So that's why I have converted that data into float. Okay, understood. So now whatever the user is entering, that we will append it to one list. Because here if you check all the data entered by the user, we have to collect it into nested list. That's all. So let's create the nested list. Let's say this is our li, which is an empty list. So as soon as user will enter name and score, I am telling, go inside the li and append what this name and their respective score as a list. That's all. So now here I will write print the value of li. That's all. So let's see what will be the output. Okay, I will execute this code. So it is first asking us to enter the count of students. So let's say two students data I'm going to enter. First student name is Ankit and the score of Ankit is 34 point, let's say 34. Next student is Priya and the score of Priya is, let's say, 44.44. If I hit enter, can you see here? So when we told two will be stored into n, one empty list will be created. First time it will ask us to enter name, so we entered Ankit. It was asking to enter score, so we entered 34.34. So it will append that name and score into this li like this. You can check this sublist. In second iteration of for loop, second sublist will be added. So only two students we have told. So two sublist got added into our main list li, and this is what we call it as a nested list. So now we have to find the second lowest score, right? So what we will do, we will create one list of scores also. So here I will write scores li, one empty list I will create. So whenever we are accepting the score, all the scores we will store into this scores li also. So here I will write, go inside the scores list and append whatever is there in score. Okay, that's all. So we will be getting a list of scores as well. Let me show you. On the next line, I will write print scores li. We'll save the code. Let's clear this terminal. We'll execute it. Two student data I am going to enter. So again, I will enter Ankit. Some score we will enter. Next, I will enter Priya and some score we will enter. Hit enter. See here. This is the nested list which has a name score, and we created one list of scores also. Now from this list of scores, we have to find the second lowest score. Now how to find the second lowest score? In the last video only we have discussed, in the title maybe find the runner-up score of, in that question we have discussed how to find the second largest score. Here we have to find the second lowest score. So what we have to do? Whatever the list we are getting, for example, let's say we got a list of score like this in which we have multiple scores 55, 33, let's say 12, 78. Okay. So we will first sort this list in ascending order. Ascending means the lowest score will come over here. Okay. And after that, it will be keep increasing. Okay. So 12 will come first. After that, 33. After that, 55 and 78. So if we sort our list in ascending order, lowest will come to the 0th index value. And the first index value will be the second lowest, guys. But what is the corner case in this? Yes, if we have a duplicates at that time. So at that time, we have to first remove the duplicates, guys. For example, let's say we have a 33 two times in this list. 33 two times in this list plus 12 also, we have a two times. Okay, so what will happen? The sorted list will look like this. First 12, then again 12, then 33, 33. So here we cannot say that first index value is the second lowest. No, it is 12 only. Okay. So first we have to remove duplicates. Then we have to sort it into ascending. Then we will get the second lowest score. So let's complete our logic. So this is our scores li. Okay. So we will convert scores li into list. So scores li is equal to list of set of scores li. So I'm telling first you convert it into set, remove all duplicates, and then convert back to list. Why to convert back to list? Because set does not support the indexing, guys. So index, first index value only we cannot fetch. Okay, so we have to convert back into list. So once we convert back, we will write scores li dot sort it into ascending order. Okay, So we will take one variable. Second lowest score is equal to, go inside the score cell line, which is already sorted in ascending. So first index element will be the second lowest score, guys. If you want, you can type this much. You can print second lowest score. You will get the second lowest score. Or else I will only print, see here, print scores li. So it will print scores li, comma. Here I will print the second lowest score as well. Okay. So let's save the code. Let's execute it. Okay. I will enter two students' detail again, Ankit, and the score is some random score I will enter. Next student is Priya, and some score I will enter. Okay. What happened? List object. Some mistake we might have did. So let's go through it. Okay, so see, here by mistake I have used circular braces. So we should use square brackets, correct? Because we are passing the index, correct? Okay, so I'll just clear this and we'll re-execute it. Okay, so two students data, quickly I will enter. Next I will write Priya and we will enter some data, hit enter. List index out of range, is it? Have we entered any duplicate over here? Okay, yes. So only one score got entered in this. So what is happening here? I entered similar score, right? So remove duplicate. So only one element is present in the list. And you are telling fetch the first index value. So how come it will fetch the first index value? It is telling only one element is present in your list. Okay. So again, I will clear this. So this time what I will do, whatever the sample input they have given, as it is that sample input only, I will copy paste. So I will copy this and we'll re-execute it. Okay, we'll paste it over here. So 5 student details they have given. So I will hit enter. Can you see here? This is the list of score and this is the second lowest score from your list. Okay, we got the second lowest score. Now we have to search whose names or whose scores are matching with the second lowest score. One is Harry, one more is Berry. You can check it out here, 37.21, 37.21. So we have to print their names in the output alphabetically. So how to print it now? First, we have to check wherein all the score is matching. So what we will do, we have to iterate through this LI list in which names and scores, everything is present. So we can write it like this: for name, comma, score in LI. Okay. For name, comma, score in LI. So in LI, what we have? Sublist we have, right? So it will unpack that sublist and in the name, the element, sorry, the name of the student will come and in score, their respective scores will come. Okay, understood. So we will check if whatever is there in score, if it is equal to second lowest score, then what we have to do? Let's say we will create one names list. So I will tell go inside the name list and append. We will write append. What to append? Whatever is there in name. Okay. So first I will create one names empty list. Okay. So if you are getting confused about this particular logic, so let me show you how it works. The whole code first I will comment. Okay. So here I will take one normal list. Okay. Nested list in which I have a 10, 20. Again, I will take one name over here, Priya, and the score is some score I have taken. In the similar way, here also I will take one name, guys. Okay, and the score. So now on this list, I will apply for loop for name, comma, score in LR. So let's see how it will unpack your list. First, it should print score. Okay, score, and then comma, one hyphen I will give here, comma, and then it should print the name. Okay. So we'll save the code. We'll execute it. Okay. So can you see it has printed score Priya? So what is happening? At first iteration of your for loop, this complete list will be given to the name and score. So in first iteration, internally, actually this is happening. So this side, we have a name, comma, score is equal to, here we have, the name is Priya and the score is, let's say, this is the score, 0.6. So what is happening? This name will be stored into, sorry, Priya will be stored into name and 45.6 will be stored into score. This is what we call it as unpacking the list. Okay, unpacking the list. So when we have a nested list, we can unpack it by using the for loop like this. So two control variables we have to give here, not single control variable. Okay, so I hope I am clear with this logic. So I'll close this and we'll uncomment our code and we'll continue now. I'll clear this. Okay. So now what we are doing here, whatever is coming in score, if it is matching with second lowest score, you collect all the student names and store it into names list. So now let's sort it alphabetically, this names list. So I will write names dot sort it. That's all. So it will sort it alphabetically. On the next line, what we have to do for I in names, because multiple names might be present and we will print all their names as it is. So I will write I. Okay. So now let's see what will be the output of this. We'll save the code. I'll execute it. Okay. So all the sample input will copy paste as it is. So I'll copy this. We'll come back here and we will paste it. Okay. So if I hit enter, can you see I'm getting Berry and Harry? So is this the same sample output? Yes, Berry and Harry. So our logic is working well, guys. So let's copy paste the same in our HackerRank as well. So I'll copy this. We'll come back here and we'll paste it. Okay. So let's run the code. I'll just drag the video over here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So sample test case 0 got executed. Let's submit it and let's see all other test cases. Everything got successfully executed. Hidden test cases as well. Okay. So this is your final logic, guys. You can check it out here also in VS Code. It's always better to execute the codes from the scratch first in VS Code. So from the scratch, we will type our complete logic. Okay. So this is all about this video. In the next video, we will discuss the next challenge of Python. Thank you everyone and have a good day to all.